அவை ஆண்டாளரங்கற்கு பன்னு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியன் இந்திசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தார் நற்பாமாலே ஊமாலே சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளே சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியேல் தொல்பாவை பாடி அருள வல்ல பல்வளையாய் நாடி நீ வேங்கடவர்க்கென்ன விதி என்னையும் மாற்றம் நாங்கடவா வண்ணமே நல்க.
Lord Srimannarayana, everybody.
Hi. Hi.
ముప్పై రోజుల ఈ వ్రతంలో భాగంగా ఈరోజు 13వ పాసురం. ఓకే, 13వ పాసురం. మొదటి 5 పాసురాలు మనము పక్కకు పెడితే ఈరోజు 8వ గోపికని మనము మేలుకొల్పుకుంటున్నాం. సో ఇట్స్ 30-day festival and we are on the 13th day of the festival. So 13th, right? Yeah. 13th day of the festival. And we are so the first 5 pasurams give us why we are doing this, and anything that we do as part of our sampradayam. I want the kids to know it. Anything that we learn, anything we do as part of our sampradayam has multi layers of impact. One is basic, human to human, right? We all have emotions, we all have feelings. The pasurams or our vangmayam, whatever we have, has an impact by listening to the goodness in it to make a better version of ourselves. Everybody understands human emotions, right? Right? We are angry sometimes we are, we are making fun of others, sometimes we are jealous, sometimes we are greedy. We go through a lot of emotions, and our scriptures enable us, whether it is Bhagavad Gita or Tiruppavai or Ramayanam or Bhagavatam. Even though when you read them, you feel that, oh, that person is being killed, this person is being killed. It is not the persons or the people that are being killed, but their bad quality. What happens if we lose jealousy? You're a better person tomorrow. And does it happen overnight? No. It's a lifetime of commitment to learn these pasurams or to go over this. Why do we have to do these 30 days every year? It's kind of revising that we need to be a better version of ourselves. Because we go through so many times, it's like a crash course of 30 days. Like you have like 30 Rojullo Tamil, 30 Rojullo Telugu, all those books we have back at home, right? This is 30 days of crash course to be a better human.
It was invented long time ago.
Long time ago. The first 30-day transformation book, right?
40 days it become a habit.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why you do everything, any mandalas, diksha, they have a certain time, because if you do that, you
Yes.
automatically try to wake up or do 50% of
Yes.
it.
The first thing is for this pasuram is wake up early in the morning. Take a bath.
It is a habit.
That's what it's like, right? You do 30 days of Kartika Masam. Like many people wake up in the morning, light a lamp, right? And right after Kartika Masam, then they open up and eat nonsense or do nonsense. And it doesn't make, what is the purpose of it? To change, right? You won't become a completely transformed person. But life, continuously, you make an effort. You take these 30 days to first thing in the morning. That's why we said, right, if you take the entire year as one day, Margali, this month is like the first hours of that day. And mornings, we are like quiet. We are a lot more patient than as the day progresses. So, it's the best time to say, like when you want to think about, you can just breeze through a day with a lot of activities. But if you plan first thing in the morning, today I have this, and then this is how I'm going to be. I decide today that I'm not going to be angry or whatever it is. And then you commit to that, and then all day you are contemplating on it. This morning I did this. That's why even when we do our Aradhana procedure, they're going to explain simple Aradhana procedure. The first thing is we say a mantram. And the mantram, what is mantra? Everybody say mantra for life, mantra for life. Mantra for life is doing things for others and keeping ourselves, it's to hold back ourselves a little bit behind. It's okay. And recognizing ourselves as part of this huge universe, as a speck in it, as a tiny speck, and not building on our ego. Those are the mantras. That's all the mantras tell us. That makes us what? Superhumans? Definitely better humans. Mantras may not make us superhumans. Maybe they do. We didn't tap that yet. But it will definitely make us better humans. And that's what Andal is trying to do here. Okay, Andal is trying to do. So in the 13th Pasuram, 13వ పాసురానికి వచ్చేటప్పటికి గోదాదేవి ఈరోజు ఒక కొత్త గోపికను మేలుకొల్పుతోంది. ఈ గోపిక ఎట్లా ఉందంట? ఈ గోపికకి ప్రతిరోజు ఒక్కొక్క గోపికకి ఒక్కొక్క విశేషం చెప్పుకున్నాం. ఈచ్ డే ఆఫ్ ద గోపీస్ ఇస్ వెరీ స్పెషల్. వి సే దిస్ గోపి is special, this gopi is special. Her she is a very rich gopi. This gopi is somebody who is very close to, he's got the connections, like how nowadays how we talk. In fact, we were just talking what connections you have, how much money you have, who do you hang out with. These are all like what they good for you, but they also instill a strong ego within us, identifying ourselves with them, even though we are like nothing. Like if I'm friend of, say, Rajnikant, because he's a hero, right? He is Rajnikant, I'm still his friend. You have to remember that. Right? You have to remember that. But we tend to associate with things, who do you work for? Oh, I work for, there'll be probably one in a few tens of thousands of people working there. So we tend to do this, right? So, and then what happens? Ego builds up. So here is an opportunity for us to take step back and really focus on us. Okay? And in our relationship with Paramatma. So this gopi, how is she? This gopi is known for her beauty. Is known for her beauty of what? Eyes. She has really big, beautiful eyes. In Bharatanatyam, what is the main focus? Why? They make you look beautiful, and larger the eyes, our sampradayam, everybody has, Alta Beauty has their own standards of beauty, right? A thin line, a jaw, thin line, all those things. But in our sampradayam, in India, we look at anybody who has really big eyes. Big eyes is a standard for beauty. Okay? They could be any size. They could be size 14, size 16, whatever it is. It's okay for us. Eyes need to be bigger. That's all it matters. What does that mean? Eyes are what does eyes mean? Having big eyes mean is jnanam. Jnanam is what? Knowledge. The bigger the eyes, more knowledgeable they are. Okay? Okay. Please repeat the pasuram today. This pasuram is called Pullinvai Keendane. Okay? This is the 13th pasuram. If you go over the Tatparyam, okay, the regular meaning of it. Pullinvai Keendane. Pullinvai. Pullin is, there is this crane. What kind of a crane is this? This is a crane. A crane in which an asura gets into. Asura is a demon. Rakshasa. Is a Rakshasa, right? So, Pullinvai Keendane. So, they are first talking about, okay, this Bakasura. Have you heard of the Bakasura? Yeah. What happens when in Krishna Leela, there is a crane that is sitting by, acting like it is doing some japam, some tapas. Okay, but this is actually a Rakshasa and tries to eat away. Right? So this Bakasura was killed by Krishna. Pullinvai Kindanai. How did he kill the Bakasura? Opening its mouth. Just like that. Right? Just like that. He opened it and killed. So if he is God, can he kill? If Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, can he kill?
Yeah, you can.
He can kill. So he can kill because this is a Rakshasa. Needs to be killed. There is another thing too. Who is this? What does this Bakasura represent? That is important that we know. And then he killed somebody else also. Arakkanai. What does Arakkanai mean? Arakkanai is the Ravanasura. Familiar with Ramayana? Yeah. So Ravanasura's head. Killi kalaindane. This he killed very interestingly. Killi is మన తెలుగులో గిల్లి పడేశాడు లైక్ అంత సులభంగా ఓకే గిల్లి కళందానే
Stop from the like a tree and flower is there. Like
if there are if you have a rose plant or something and then you see a little bit of the white spider or something in one flower, what do?
Pick it up.
Throw it away. Pick that part and then throw it away. Tulsi, many of us grow at home one bad leaf. What do? We try to pick it out, right? So like that. So atla gilli avtala padesadanta. అటువంటి సో మొదటేమో బకాసురుని సంహరించిన వాడిని తర్వాత రావణుడి తల తీసిన వాడిని ఏం చేయాలంట కీర్తిమై కళందానై కీర్తిమై వాళ్ళ యొక్క కీర్తిని పిళ్ళైగుల్ ఎల్లారుం ఆయన వాళ్ళ కీర్తినంట పిల్లలందరూ ఆల్ ద కిడ్స్ వాట్ ఆర్ దే డూయింగ్ పాడిపోయ్ పావై కళుం వాళ్ళందరూ పాడుతున్నారంట దే ఆర్ ఆల్ సింగింగ్ అబౌట్ ద గ్లోరీస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ పర్సన్ హూ హాస్ కిల్డ్ Bakasura and the one who has taken out Ravana said Rama, right? They are all, and they already reached. Remember in the first Pasuram on where all these gopis, where are they headed? They're all going to go do the Snana Vratam. Okay, they are already there at that premises of wherever they were planning to do this Vratam. Pavai Galum, they went to that place, Pukkar, and they entered that place. And then வெள்ளி எழுந்து வியாழும் they're talking about stars stars they are stars that's okay so they are talking about two stars here
we can say them as basically
planets okay
we can say them as planets.
There are two planets. One planet referred to as Bruhaspati, the other one is Shukra.
Venus and Jupiter.
Okay. Yeah, they're talking Venus and Venus has risen and Jupiter has set. Okay. And then again, remember in the first Pasuram, she says all the birds are making all the noises. In the second Pasuram also, she says all the birds are making noises. Here also, she says the same thing. She says, Pullum silambinakan, all the birds are making these noises. Podari kanninai. Now, these beautiful eyes are being described here. How are her eyes? Her eyes are like the inside of a lotus. How beautiful the eyes are, right? That's how the eyes are. Pavai, oh Gopika, ni nannal kulli kulandu kudaindu. Today is a really good day for us to do this vratam. So, you should come with us. Neeradade, you should come and do the Snana Vratam with us. But what are you doing instead? Pallikkidattiyo. You are sleeping on the bed. Kallam tavindu kalandu. Don't act like you are sleeping. Don't act like sleeping. So you come along with us and do the Snana Pratam with us. So we talked about Rama. We talked about Krishna killing the Bakasura. Then we talked about how beautiful our eyes are. We also talked about Shukracharya and Bruhaspati, Venus and Jupiter. And then we also talked about birds. making noises, but then in spite of, and then everybody who are supposed to do this vratam are already there. And all these hints are also being given to her. But she is acting, kapatam. She is acting like she is still sleeping there. So they say, you are acting like you are sleeping. So come and take the Snana Vratam with us. Okay. So this is all there is. Is it like your friends, just like a regular, if you are familiar with how the setting in a village is in India, right? Your friends come and say, or even what do our parents say? పొద్దెక్కింది ఇంకా నిద్రపోయి ఉన్నావు నాకు తెలుసు నువ్వు ఇంకా నిద్రపోలేదు దుప్పటి ఊరికే ఇంకా గట్టిగా మూసుకొని నిద్రపోతున్నావు వాట్ డూ దే డూ సో అన్ని మాటలని ఫ్యాన్ ఆఫ్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోతారు వాళ్ళు దట్స్ వాట్ దే డూ రైట్ సో వీళ్ళు కూడా అట్లానే ఇది చిలిపిగా చిన్నపిల్లలు ఒకరితో ఒకరు మాట్లాడుకుంటున్న సంభాషణ ఇది కానీ లోపలేమో వేదసారం అంతా ఉందంట మనకి వేదసారం అంతా చిన్నపిల్లల మాటల్లో వేదసారం అంతా ఉంది ఎట్లా చెప్తున్నారు మనకి పుళ్ళిన్వాయ్ కీండానై ఫస్ట్ దిస్ is the pasuram two groups of Rama Bhaktas, and because yesterday also they talked about Rama a little bit, right? Now there is a big sanchalanam or breaking news in Vrindavan. What is the news in Vrindavan? They say, who is the Lord of Vrindavan? Krishna. But what do the gopis yesterday they say? Manatkiniyai, the one who gives happiness to you. They're talking about Rama. So there are two, and then they say, hey, they're talking about Rama. How can they talk about Rama? And then one set of gopis go on Krishna's side, one set of gopis are on Rama's side. It is only avivekam to do that. Would be very, if you ever get into that kind of situation where you have to support Rama or Krishna or one over the other, do not indulge yourself in that kind of, what is avivekam? It is not ignorance, it is redundant. Yeah, because Rama and Krishna are who they are, okay? But here, for the sake of fun of it, one gopi is set and the other gopis, they are talking to each other. One gopi says, oh, what is so great about Rama? And the other gopi says, oh, what is so great about Krishna? This gopi says, Rama, he has always followed his father's word. Whatever his father said, he always followed. And then the Krishna Bhaktas, all these say, oh, really? Your Rama followed your his father's words when he was 25 years old. When he went to Aranyam, that was the first time you see that he has followed his father's word. But when Krishna listened to his father's words, his mother's word, as soon as he was born. How? Because he was born as Tavadbhutam Balakam. He was born like an Adbhuta Balaka with Shankam, Chakram, Gada, Sarangam, everything, all the things he brings from Vaikuntham, and he is born. And then as soon as his mom sees him, and she says, Devaki, Amma sees him, and then she says, oh my goodness, this is an unusual, Adbhutamaina Balakam. Which means Kamsa will surely know he is born. Because Tejas is there. Wherever Narayana is born, Tejas will be there. It will be bright everywhere. But no matter how good the kids drive, parents are always worried about them. Right? They give them the car, but they are still worried on. Similarly, even though Swayam Paramatma is born, Devaki cannot see that because she is the mother. And she says, oh, if Kamsa gets to know about this, he will come and try to kill you. So withdraw all your Sanka Chakra Gada, everything, and then look like a normal child. And then he starts to look like a normal child immediately. So who listened to their parents first? Krishna, obviously, right? Yeah. And then they say, you know what? Another example I'll give. This will go on, but I'll just give 2 examples, because if we start supporting Rama's word and then Krishna's word, we will not get into the pasuram. And then they say, Rama has always been he followed his father's words and everything. And then Pitruvakya Paripalana, Rama, right? I lost my thought. Okay. So another example, they say, Rama has always followed his father's word. He took so much pain. He was the Chakravarti Manar, but he still went to the forest, and he was in so much pain. When we think of Krishna and Rama, who do we think? We always say, Ayyo Papam Rama or Papam Krishna. Always say Ramachandra, Ayyo Papam Rama, because he walked through the forest and everything, right? But where was Krishna even born? He was born in jail. His life started in jail. And his mom and dad were worried when he was born. What happened when Rama was born? Entire Ayodhya celebrated. Right? Entire Ayodhya celebrated. They had like a huge, all the Purohits came, and then they had a huge naming ceremony. So who actually had a tough childhood? Krishna had a
Don't say Ayyo Krishna.
So that's why this conversation happens. Krishna enjoyed even his problems. Yeah. Who came to, when Rama went to till Yuddham, nobody tried to kill him. As soon as Krishna was born, Asuras came to kill him. So if you see, Krishna had a really rough time. So both of them are on two sides. Now, Pullinvai Kindanai. So that is the setting for today's Pasuram. Why are we doing this? We are doing a little bit of Bhagavata Katha. We are doing a little bit of Ramayana Katha. And what are we doing by that? We are taking name of Krishna and Rama, and we are doing their Nama Sankirtanam. And we are also doing a little bit of Katha Anubhavam. What does Goda want us to do through Thiruppavai? The same thing. So that is the purpose. So here in Pullinvai Kindanai, this crane, ఈ కొంగ ఏదైతే ఉందో అదేం చేసిందంట, అది తపస్సు చేసుకుంటున్నట్టుగా జపం చేసుకుంటున్నట్టుగా అట్లా ఉందంట. అంటే ఏంటి? కొంగ జపం we say in Telugu. What is it doing? It closes its eyes, it's standing on one foot, it's in the middle of water, it looks like it is in deep penance. But what is it waiting for? Fish. It is waiting to hunt. So dambam. What is dambam? Dambam in English? Pretense. So it is doing a pretense. So Krishna is telling to be aware of people who do that kind of pretense. Do not fall for them. It is a quality that we need to easily take out from our life. It's something we should be aware of. When we look at people, we should be able to say, oh, this is dambam. That's what we say. And then, okay, Polla Arakkanai. What did he do? He killed Ravana. So Ravana belongs to what clan? Rakshasas. Are all Rakshasas bad?
No.
Ravana is bad here. We have Vibhishana, who is a really good Rakshasa. Where was Prahalada born?
Rakshasa.
Right? Rakshasas too. So there could be people who are bad in all forms, in every, but not the entire Rakshasas are bad. You will see people. So what does Rama do? Like we were talking, right? How on a plant, if you see one part gets a little bit of it gets infested, we take out that part. He didn't clean out the entire Rakshasa clan. He cleaned up only the point where Ravana is eliminated. Okay, Pulla Arakkanai Killi Kalandanai. So whatever is good, that he doesn't destroy, because Vibhishana, he called him Mama. He's mine. Right? So why did he even kill Ravana? Ravana is like that. He is full of ahankaram and mamakaram. I, me, myself. I, me, myself. And that's something that we need to get rid of. That's something we need to get rid of. It's ahankaram. Kirtimai padipo. So, because he killed people like this, people who are pretending, people who are full of ahankaram and mamakaram, kirtimai padipo. Their greatness is being praised by who? Surpanaka praises Rama. Lakshmana cuts off his nose and ears. But what does she go and report to her brother? She says,
The one with lotus-like eyes.
the one with lotus-like eyes. The one who is built like a warrior, like that. Okay? So, Padipoi. So, while we are praising his names, the Pundarikakshan's names, okay? Pillaigal ellarum, they are all, whoever woke up early, they are all already there. The gopis are there to do the nomu. Pavaikalam pukkar. So, it's already dawn now and they are already over there. Let's go meet them. Velli elandu viyalam virangittu. You did the Sukracharya, this thing, right? So, as we were saying, Sukracharya, he has risen in the sky and Bruhaspati is set. Okay? And then they say, Pullum silambinakan. Earlier, the birds were were already awake and they were talking. Now, the birds have not only woken up, but they are also making a noise that they are going to start to go find their food. They wake up in the morning, initially like coffee time. They're talking to each other. But now they're making noise to get out. Okay, getting out. Podari Kanninai. Now, this is a very beautiful part of the Pasuram. Podari Kanninai. The beautiful eyes of the gopi are described. And Krishna is fan of everybody who has big eyes. What do these big eyes represent? Big eyes represent knowledge, as we were saying. Kullak kulira, before the sun rises and the water becomes warm. Right? When the nadi water is not cold anymore, it becomes warm. Kudaindu neeradade. So without entering the place, without entering the Bhagavat Anubhavam, what are you doing? Why are you pretending like you are still sleeping? Pallik kidattiyo, pavai nin nannalal, or the good days are here. Ravana is not here anymore. And our all the elders in Gokulam, they have agreed for us to do the vratam. So the good days are already here, but why are you still asleep? So come outside. Kallam tirundu kalandu. And you are enjoying Krishna in your own mind, all by yourselves. Okay, so they ask her to come out. There are layers of explanation to this, but this, we did a little bit of katha. We also saw what the overall meaning is, and then we can dwell a little bit more with Praveen Swami's addition to that.
Jai Srimannarayana. So we have seen a little bit of the meaning and also more details also, right? Not just the top level meaning, but more details as well, right? So let's try to delve in a little bit more details in terms of some concepts, I would say, right? Okay, so we started, this gopi has beautiful eyes, right? And we also listened, basically we also came to know eyes signify knowledge, right? Eyes signify the knowledge. But we have to ask a question, what kind of knowledge it is, right? You might have, and there is so much knowledge that is given to, I think, the kids at school and all the different kind of classes and whatnot, right? Is that the knowledge that we are talking here or something else, right? So that's where we have to have a little bit of deeper understanding. What kind of knowledge we are talking about? So there is a saying which says you need to have a Gnanatrayam, the three kinds of knowledge, right? Three kinds of knowledge. First one is Swagnanam. The second one is Prapaka Gnanam. Third one is Prapya Gnanam. We'll see what does it actually mean, but that is called Gnanatrayam. Swagnanam, Prapaka Gnanam, Prapya Gnanam. Right? Swagnanam. Literally, what does it mean is knowledge about yourself. Right? Swagnanam means knowledge about yourself. Right? So, just to expand on a little bit on that, right? Who are you? When someone asks, who are you? Right? You start telling about maybe your name or what kind of work you do or where you live, these kind of details, right? Who are you for that question? But is that really you is the question? Or is that you are putting yourself as, okay, this is me. That means you are putting yourself as this body, what you have, and then talking about, okay, this body has so and so name, and it is doing so and so different kind of work and whatnot, right? Those are the details that we are tending to give. But is that what is you? So that is not what Swagnanam means, right? The differentiation between what is the details that you actually give and what you actually don't give, right? You're supposed to give the details which you won't give every time. So that is a differentiation between the soul and the bodily representation that you are doing, right? That is the first one of the three things, Gnanatrayam, Swagnanam, right? And then Prapaka Gnanam. So this is about what is your goal? What is your goal? Prapaka means the goal. And Prapaka means the path. Prapyam. Let's talk about the Prapya Gnanam and then we'll come to Prapaka. Prapya Gnanam. So Prapyam means the goal. What is the goal for you? Right? What is the goal for you? Okay, I want to become a doctor, or I want to become an engineer, I want to become a lawyer, I want to become so many other things, right? You have all these professions, so-called professions, but nobody will have, again, that professions and whatnot, they're all related to the bodily only, again, right? They are still on the bodily platform. They're not related to your soul or whatsoever. So we have to think in from the soul perspective. What is the Prapya Gnanam? Right? So that is the goal. What is the goal for the soul? Right? What is the goal for the soul? The goal for the soul is to serve the Lord, to serve our Bhagavan. Just now we talked about Lord Krishna, Rama, Bhagavan, right? So that is the goal for all of us. That is Prapya Gnanam. Coming to the third one, Prapaka Gnanam. You know who you are and you know what is your goal. This Prapaka Gnanam is all about how to achieve your goal. Right? How to achieve your goal. The goal is to serve Lord, we said, serve Krishna, serve Rama and whatnot. But how do you serve is the question. Right? So that is a part that you need to know, and that is called Prapaka Gnanam. So, if you have this Gnanatrayam, right? If you have this Gnanatrayam, you have achieved or you have perfected your life, let's call that way, right? You have perfected your life, right? So, if you have beautiful eyes or you have big eyes, that means you should have, or the meaning that we all have to understand is we all need to have that kind of level of knowledge so that we will be identifying ourselves as the servitor to Lord Rama, Krishna, Bhagavan. Right? So that's the number one. But how do you get this kind of a Gnanatrayam? Right? How do you get this kind of Gnanatrayam? Is by going through just like when we go to the schools and whatnot, teacher teaches a lot of things, right? Math, English, social, science, and all these kind of things. But how do you get this Gnanatrayam? The approach is very similar. Rather, you don't call them as teacher, but you call them as gurus or acharyas, right? So you have to approach a guru or an acharya to get this kind of knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravadatamaham. So this knowledge, the Gnanatrayam, is called Adhyatma Vidya. So that is the highest of all the Vidyas that you have, right? If you are able to get that, you can say you are a Gnani. You are a Gnani. But that is only one part, right? Getting the Gnanam is only one part. The second part, that is where the fun starts, right? You get the Gnanam and then you have to follow it. You have to get into your acharana. So in your behavior, it should make a change. If you have a knowledge, but if you don't use it, it's as good as you don't have knowledge. It's as good as you don't have knowledge, right? But since you acquired the knowledge, let's put that into action. Let's put that into action. For yourself and people who are around you, that will make a better of you, a better you, and better society, better home, everything better, right? So through that, we will be able to make our lives and everyone around us also better. That's one part, right? Second thing, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, so this is one of the shlokas, there are multiple Gita Chatushlokis, right? 4 shlokas, which gives the entire essence of Bhagavad Gita. So this is one of the Gita Chatusloki. Aham sarvasya prabho mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha machitta madgata pranaha bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te tesham evanukampartham ahamajnanajantamah nashayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. So this is where Krishna mentioned this kind of jnanam he will give, right? But the process, the entire process is mentioned in this 4 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. So these are coming from the 10th chapter, which is called Vibhuti Yogam, then 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. Those are the shlokas basically. If you want to go back and refer, right? So Krishna said, Aham sarvasya prabho. So I am the ruler, I am the creator, I am the owner of everything that you see and don't see, right? Because you might say, okay, this is what I see, but something I don't see. That's why he mentioned everything that you see and don't see. Right? Sarvasya Prabhu, Mattasaram. And everything came from Krishna. Everything came from Krishna. Right? He goes on to say all this, right? But whoever is very much interested to learn about all these things, about Krishna and his creation, his leelas, his kathas, his pastimes, not just only in the Krishna avataram, but there are many countless avatarams that we talked yesterday actually. Bahuni me vetitani janmani tavacha Arjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantava. Right? There are countless avatarams of Lord Krishna. So if whoever is interested in learning about Lord Krishna and his pastimes, right? And for them, tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogantam. For them, I will give them a buddhi yogam. Right? What is yogam? Does anybody know? There are 2 things that are called. Yogam means if you don't have something, there are multiple meanings by the way, but in this context, right? Yoga means there are multiple meanings, but in this context, yogam means if you don't have something, attaining that is a yogam, right? Let's say if you don't have a house, oh okay, వాడికి గృహయోగం పట్టింది అని అంటారు. ఓ వాడికి వాహన యోగం పట్టింది అంటారు. రైట్? దట్ మీన్స్ he did not have that prior, but he got that. So here Krishna is saying dadami buddhi yogam. So he is saying personally dadami. If any verb that ends with me in Sanskrit, right, that means I am doing, right? Dadami, grihnami, karomi, khadami. That means I am doing. So I will give that particular person to a buddhi yogam, right? Dadami buddhi yogam yena mam upayantite. Through that buddhi, right? Through that buddhi, he will be able to come to me. So that is the kind of buddhi he will give. So that buddhi is what we are calling it as jnanatrayam. Swa jnanam, prapaka jnanam, prapya jnanam. Right? So this is basically simple, single word. What Andal said is kan, right? Only the I. So through a single word, we were able to expand this much to understand, right? Okay, so now, just moving on. I'll possibly finish it in maybe 5-10 minutes. Yeah. Yes, dance is there. Yes, okay. So, we also got a little bit into the Shukracharya and Brihaspati, right? We call them, for our understanding, as Venus and Jupiter, right? For our understanding. So, does anybody know who is Shukracharya and who is Brihaspati? No? Okay, good. So, Brihaspati is the guru for Devatas. He's a guru for Devatas. Shukracharya was the guru for Rakshasas, Asuras, right? But here, Goda Devi said they are so happy that the Venus has like risen. That means Shukracharya has risen. And they are so happy that Brihaspati is set. This should be counterintuitive, right? Brihaspati is the guru for Devatas. So he should be giving you, let's call, a better knowledge than Shukracharya. Right? But here they are so happy that Venus has risen, but Brihaspati has set. There is a reason for that. There are multiple reasons actually. So even though Brihaspati is the guru for the Devatas, right? But he is the one who started, there is something called a Charvaka Matam. So Charvaka means it is a sect that supports atheism. It is a sect that supports atheism. And they don't, atheism is nothing but, they don't believe in God. They don't believe in Shastra. Right? They don't believe in Shastra, they don't believe in God. Runam krutva ghrutam pibed. Right? So, just enjoy your life. Right? That's what Charvaka Matam says. Enjoy your life. And they go on to say even to the extreme things. Runam krutva ghrutam pibed. That means you take loans. Right? Runam means you take loan. I'm using the word loan as a very loose word. Right? Appu chesi. Right? You take loans. But ghrutam pibed. Not just eat with the ghee, but you drink the ghee. Right? So that is the extent that this Charvaka Matam gives you. So, Brihaspati is the one who started this kind of philosophy. Charvaka philosophy.
Shukra.
No, Brihaspati. Brihaspati started.
There was a long story about
Yeah,
that.
there is a long story. Brihaspati started. Yeah. That's the reason why, in this context, all the Andal Goshti is very happy that Brihaspati is set. And there is one more reason why they are so happy for Shukracharya. There is something called Mrita Sanjeevani Vidya. That means if someone is dead, let's say, Shukracharya knows how to bring that person back to life. Mrita Sanjeevani means, right? He's the only one knowing that kind of vidya, right? And our Lord is master of that. Our Krishna, our Rama is master of that. Mrita Sanjeevani. But the Sanjeevanam is in a different way, right? Not giving you one more birth, right? We don't want one more birth anyway. We had enough births. Even if you know or don't know, we had enough births already, right? Let's all pray, may this be our last birth, right? So that is the kind of Mrita Sanjeevani our Krishna, our Lord Rama will give us, right? And they are so happy comparing all these qualities in the context of Shukracharya because he has that Mrita Sanjeevani Vidya, right? And he used in many, if you read Bhagavatam, there are many fights that happened between Devatas and Rakshasas. As soon as the Rakshasa is basically dead, he used to come and make him alive, right? So Devas did not have that kind of knowledge. Ultimately, they got with some other different techniques and whatnot. When time permits, we'll get into that kind of details. But for now, hopefully, we covered enough knowledge about this particular Pasuram, right? If there are any questions, if anybody want to share any more details, please.
Maybe I think because of the dance, we can hold the question. What do you think? I think, yeah.
Online
Yeah, after the